students, now we continue with the topic on gradient. The last time we have seen what is a gradient. We have seen that gradient shows a normal to the surface, normal vector to the surface. Then we have also said we have also seen that by using gradient we can find out directional derivative of some scalar function at some point. Okay, and some of the examples we have seen. Now let us see more examples based on gradient. Okay, first of all let us see the simple equation. If example, if phi equal to 3x square y minus y cube z square, then find gradient phi at the point 1, -2, -1. So we have seen that this kind of examples are very simple and very easy to solve. Already we have seen how to find out gradient the last time when we have obtained directional derivative. So here first of all we should start the solution by writing given phi equal to, this is given to us. Okay, then we will have to find out at the point to find what is to find. To find, we want to find out grade phi. We can also denote this by grade phi, and this is at the point 1, -2, -1. Okay, so here as I told you that whenever we want to find out gradient, or if it is required to find out gradient, then first of all we find out its derivatives with respect to x. That means del phi by del x. Del phi by del x is what? Here the derivative with respect to x is 2x, that means 6x, and y is constant, and there is no x here, so it is 0. Then we find out del phi by del y. Del phi by del y is 3x square, y has the derivative 1, and this y cube has the derivative 3y square, and z square is constant. Then we find out del phi by del z. So it has the derivative, this has the derivative 0 because no z is involved here. Okay, and here is z square, so 2z is the derivative, so -2y cube z. Then we will find out their values at the point 1, -2, -1. So what is we have? Del phi by del x is what? X is 1, y is -2, and z is -1. So x is 1, y is -2, so it is -12. Del phi by del y is what? 3x square, that means x is 1, so it is 3, minus 3y square, y square is what? -2, it is 4, so z square is -1, so it is 1. So this is what? 3 minus 4 3 is 12, 3 minus 12, that means -9. Okay, and then we will find out del phi by del z. Del phi by del z is what? Here -2, y cube is what? Here y is -2, so y cube is -8, and z is what? Here z is -1, so we will write down here -1. So we have the values 8 to the 16. Okay, so therefore our gradient phi is, what is the formula? You know, again I am writing here del phi by del x into y plus del phi by del y into j plus del phi by del z into k. So this is del phi by del x is -12i plus del phi by del y, that means it is -9j, and del phi by del z is 16k. So you can see this is the final answer, and here you can see that this involves I, j and k. So it is a vector. I told you that in gradient phi is a scalar function, and gradient phi itself is a vector function. Okay, so you note down this. Okay, So now let us see another example. Find a unit vector normal to the surface. Find a unit vector normal to the surface x cube plus y cube plus 3xyz, x cube plus y cube plus 3xyz equal to 3 at the point 1, 2, minus 1. Okay. So here this question is also very simple. You can see it is asked to find out here normal to the surface, and I told you that whenever we are asked to find out normal vector to the surface, that means we will have to find out gradient. And here unit vector, that means gradient is a vector. After finding this gradient, we can divide this gradient by its magnitude. So we will get unit vector, and this is known as unit normal vector. So first of all, what will we write down in solution? We will write down a given. Here normally we are given the surface of the surface equation of the surface, which we denote by some function, say phi or small f also we can use to denote it. Y cube plus 3xyz minus 3 equal to 0. 3 we can take on left hand side. Okay. Then therefore we want to our target is what? We want to find out unit normal vector. That means to find unit normal vector, that means we normally denote this by n cap, n for normal, okay, and cap for unit vector. So we will find out this by gradient phi divided by modulus gradient phi. So here it requires to find out gradient phi. So first of all we find out its derivatives. Its derivatives are phi x. Actually we have in the last example we have denoted this by del phi by del x. So we can also denote this by phi x in subscript. Okay. Not, you don't write this in this way. This is improper way. Phi into x. It is phi x. That means del phi by del x. So 3x square y cube is derivative 0 and it is the derivative 3yz. Okay. Then we will find out phi y. Phi y is 3y square and plus 3xz, because here 3xz are constants and y is derivative 1. Then phi z, it is what? Z is not here, z is not here, here it is z. So 3xy, and 3 has the derivative 0 because it is a constant term. And we want to find out this at the point 1, 2, minus 1. So here x is 1, y is 2, z is minus 1. So phi x is, when we put x equal to 1 here, it is 3. Okay? 3, and it is y is 2 and z is minus 1. So it is minus 6. 3 minus 6, that means minus 3. Phi of y, 3y square, that means y is 2. So 4 is a 12. 12 plus 3x, x is 1, z is minus 1, that means minus 3. So 12 minus 3 is 9. And phi of z is what? X is 1 and y is 2. So it is 6. And therefore, gradient phi is equal to minus 3i plus 9j plus 6k. So we don't require to write down every time the formula del phi by del x into I plus del phi by del y into j plus del phi by del z into k. Okay. So it is the gradient, but we also want to find out its modulus. So we will have to find out its magnitude, but before of that, just we can see that 3 will be common from this. So it is minus I plus 3j plus 2k. Okay, and therefore modulus grade phi is nothing but 3 will remain as it is, and it is square root of minus 1 square, that is 1, 3 square, that is 9 plus 4. Here ij will be removed because modulus is a scalar quantity. So 9 plus 1 10, 10 plus 14, so it is 3 root 14. Actually 3 we have written directly because if we have involved 3 inside square root, then it would have been 9, 9, 9 everywhere. So 9 we can take common. So ultimately we can get it as 3 only. So therefore n cap equal to minus I plus 3j plus 2k divided by square root of 14. 3 and 3 will be cancelled. So this is the unit normal vector to the given surface. So you note down this problem.
Yeah.
So now we go for another example. So these kind of examples are very easy, and this can be asked in the examination. Okay. So find the angle between the surfaces x square plus y square plus z square equal to 9 and z equal to x square plus y square minus 3 at the point 2 minus 1 2. So here the question is very simple and very easy to solve, and it requires some understanding. We want to find out here angle. So how can we find out angle? Here we are given two surfaces. Let me suppose this is the one surface and this is the another surface. So we want to find out the angle between these two. So angle can be find out between these two curves is nothing but the angle between the two tangents. But here tangent vector we cannot find easily. So instead of this normal vector we can find out this. So normal vector means what? I told you that normal vector is nothing but vector perpendicular to the tangent vector. This is the tangent vector and normal vector is this. And normal vector we can find out very easily because by using gradient. Gradient is the normal vector. Okay. So here we will find out gradient of this surface and of this surface. Okay. And these gradients are nothing but normal vectors. But again I would say here that we will find out unit normal vectors. Why? Because the angle, how can we find out? If we are given the two vectors a bar and b bar, then a bar dot b bar equal to ab cos theta. Okay. A and b are the magnitudes of a bar and b bar respectively. So we want to find out actually cos theta. So we divide this by ab. So a bar upon a dot b bar upon b. Okay. A and b we can write anywhere. So a bar upon a is nothing but a cap dot b cap. So if we find out unit vectors, then we can find out cos theta very easily. Then theta we can find out by using cos inverse of a cap dot b cap. Okay. So this concept we want to apply over here. So here the names of the surfaces are not given. So we will give them the names. First we give height to this surface x square plus y square plus z square equal to minus 9 equal to 0. And second surface has small f. So this is nothing but z minus x square minus y square plus 3 equal to 0. You can also write x square plus y square minus 3 minus z equal to 0. Whatever you want. Okay. And we want to find out then that the angle at the point 2 minus 1 2. But before that just we will find out gradients of both of the function. And therefore we have phi x equal to 2x, phi of y equal to 2y, phi of z equal to 2z. Okay. And f of x equal to minus 2x, f of y equal to minus 2y, because it has the derivative minus 2x, it has the derivative minus 2y with respect to y. And f of z is 1. Okay. And therefore at the point 2 minus 1 2 we have phi x equal to, actually why do we write this one first? Because if we don't write this one, then we will have to write down every time this as this one, phi x at 1 minus 2 minus 1 2. So to avoid this one, to write down at every step this kind of expression, we will use to write down at 2 minus 1 2. Okay. So phi x equal to, here x is 1, so 4. Phi y is what? Y is minus 1, so minus 2. Phi of z is 4 because z is 2. And f of x equal to 2x is 2, so minus 4. F of y is minus 1. Okay, y is minus 1, so there it is 2. And f of z is 1 only, there 1. Therefore we have n cap gradient phi. Gradient phi equal to 4i minus 2j plus 4k. Okay, and this 2 is common from this, so we can write down this as 2i minus j plus 2k. And similarly we can find out gradient of f equal to minus 4i plus 2j plus 1 into k. Okay, now we will find out their magnitude. Gradient phi is what? Magnitude of this one is what? 2 into square root of, it is 4, it is minus 1 square plus 1, and it is 2 square, so 1. So it is 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9, so 9 is the square root 3. So 3 2s are 6. And here magnitude of a gradient f is square root of 16, this is 16 plus 4 plus 1. So this is square root of 21. And therefore we have n1 cap equal to grade phi divided by modulus grade phi. Okay. Here there are two surfaces. So first unit normal vector we denote by n1 cap, and the second one we will denote by n2 cap. So here this divided by this one, so 2 will be cancelled. So here 2i minus j plus 2k divided by 3 because 2 has been cancelled. And n2 cap is grade f divided by modulus grade f. Okay. So this is nothing but minus 4i plus 2j plus k divided by square root of 21. And therefore cos theta equal to n1 cap dot n2 cap, as I explained you previously. So we will take dot product of n1 cap and n2 cap. So this 3 and 21 are scalar, so we will take it common. Then the dot product is what? Dot product is nothing but 2i into minus 4i. I dot I is 1, we know. So it is minus 8. Because if dot product is a scalar value, so I, j, k will not compare. J into j, that means minus 1 into 2, so minus 2. 2k into k, that means plus 2. So this is what? Minus 8 upon 3 root 21. Okay? So this is cos theta. And we want to find out angle. So theta is equal to cos inverse minus 8 upon 3 root 21. So you keep it as it is. This is the final answer. Okay? So you note down this one. Now let us see another example. in what direction from the point, in what direction from the point 132 is the directional derivative of phi is the directional derivative of phi equal to 2xz minus y square maximum. What is the magnitude of this maximum? What is the maximum of magnitude of this maximum? So here this question is very simple, because here in the last lecture I explained you that gradient also shows the maximum value. So here in what direction we will have the directional derivative of phi is maximum. Where? In which direction? So the maximum is available in the direction of phi, gradient phi, because gradient is a vector and vector has some direction. So we can say that this is the maximum in the direction of the gradient vector. So here we will have to find out. I will not write down here now that given that phi equal to, you will have to write down. You must write down that given that what is to find, okay, and at which point, that also you write down initially. So we are given phi equal to this. So we will have phi x equal to 2z, phi of y equal to minus 2y, and phi of z equal to 2x. So these are the derivatives. And therefore at the point 1, 3, 2, we have phi of x equal to z is 2, so it is 6. Phi of y, y is 3, so it is minus 6. Phi of x is 1, so it is 2. Okay, and therefore gradient phi equal to, we know that it is phi xi plus phi yj plus phi zk. So this is nothing but 6i minus 6j plus 2k. So this is the gradient, and in this direction it will be maximum. Therefore the maximum is in the direction of 6i minus 6j plus 2k. So this is the answer of the first question. Next question is what? What is the magnitude of this maximum? So therefore magnitude of the maximum is nothing but modulus grad phi. So this is nothing but square root of 36. This is 36 plus 4. Okay. So this is nothing but square root of 76. So you can write down this value and do the example. So all of you note down this example also. Now let us see another example. So all the examples you can see, you must have observed that all the examples are very simple. Find the derivative of f of x comma y comma z equal to x cube minus xy square minus z at the point p0 1 comma 0 in the direction of in the direction of v bar equal to 2i minus 3j plus 6k. Okay, so here this question is also very simple because in the last lecture already we have seen this kind of examples. What is to find here? Find the derivative of f in the direction of. That means derivative we want to find out in some particular direction, and that is we have to find out directional derivative. And directional derivative we were finding by using gradient of phi dot a cap. That means a cap is the direction in which we want to find out directional derivative. So we require to find out gradient and the unit vector along the direction. So here we are given f equal to x cube minus xy square minus z. So first of all, and here p0 is written. P0 is some point, name of the point. So we should focus only the value 1, 0. And therefore we will find out its derivatives. F of x equal to 3x square, f of y equal to minus x, y square is the derivative 2y, so 2xy, and f of z equal to minus 1. This is derivative 0, this is 0, this is minus 1. And therefore at the point 1, 0, we have f of x equal to, here x is 1, y is 1, z is 0. So x is 1, so it is 3. F of y equal to, it is x is 1, y is 1, so minus 2. And f of z equal to minus 1 already. So therefore we have gradient of f equal to fxi plus fyj plus fzk. So this is what all the values are we have obtained there. So it is 3i minus 2j minus 1 into k. Okay, and then we want to, gradient already we have obtained. Now we want to find out the direction in which we want to find out its derivative. So in which direction we want to find out? The direction is v bar equal to 2i minus 3j plus 6k. But here the direction is given in the form of a vector. Sometimes it may also be written in the point system 2 minus 3 comma 6. Okay, but here it is written in the form of ijk. But here we require its unit vector. So this implies that v cap, here whatever the name is given, we will use this name only. So 2i minus 3j, we can also write down directly its unit vector without finding its magnitude separately. We can divide it by its magnitude. Its magnitude is what? Square root of 4 plus 9 plus 36. Okay, and therefore directional derivative equal to gradient of f dot v cap. Gradient of f is what? 3i minus 2j plus minus k, and dot v cap is 2i minus 3j plus 6k, and divided by, it is what? 36 plus 4, 40, 49, so it is 7. Okay, so 1 upon 7 we take it outside, and then we take its dot product. So 3 into 2, 6, j with j, so minus 2 minus 3 plus 6, k with k minus 6. So this is 6 by 7. So this is the directional derivative of a function in some particular given direction. So all of you note down this example also. So now let us see another example. Find a unit normal vector to the surface find a unit normal vector to the surface x equal to t, y equal to t square, z equal to t cube at t equal to 1. Okay, so here you can see the whatever the examples we have seen. In those examples, the equation of the surface was given directly in terms of x, y, z. That means the combination of x, y, and z. Here we want to find out unit normal vector. That means we will have to find out gradient. Then we will divide its the gradient by its magnitude, so as we will get unit vector. But here the equation of the surface is given in terms of t. That means x, y, and z are given in terms of parametric equation. And we know, as per formula, we know the gradient is equal to gradient. In gradient we are finding the derivatives with respect to x, y, and z. So it is, we cannot find out directly the derivatives with respect to x, y, and z. So here first of all we will found the equation of the surface. So first write down that given that what are given, x equal to t, y equal to t square, z equal to t cube. Okay, and look at this equation. So we will form the equation by combining all of these. So how will we combine them? So here z equal to t cube and x into y is also t cube. Okay, so z equal to xy. We can write this equation in terms of z equal to xy. So therefore we will have the equation of the surface is phi equal to z minus xy equal to 0. If you want to write down equal to 0, then you can write, otherwise no need to write down. Okay, and phi is obtained. Now our work is very simple. Therefore derivatives phi of x, z is derivative 0 and it is minus 1. Phi of y, z is derivative 0 and it is minus x. Phi of z, z is derivative 1 and it is derivative 0. And after finding phi x, phi y and phi z, we want to find out their values at a given point. But which is the point given? Now, at t equal to 1, we are given the value of t, but not the values of x, y, and z. So, but we can obtain the values of x, y, and z. What is x? X is here 1. Y is what? 1. Z is also 1. And therefore, at the point 1, 1, 1, we have phi of x equal to minus 1, phi of y equal to minus 1, and phi of z equal to 1. Okay? And therefore, our gradient phi, because our target is to find out normal vector, and normal vector is nothing but gradient. So gradient phi is minus 1 into I, minus 1 into j, plus 1 into k. And its magnitude is square root of 1 plus 1 plus 1. So it is square root of 3. And therefore unit normal vector n cap is nothing but grade phi divided by modulus grade phi. So you can write down this as minus I minus j plus k divided by square root of 3. So this is the final answer. So in all the examples we have seen that gradient of phi plays an important role. Okay, so you can solve all these kind of examples. So you note down this example. Now let us see another example. So here I am solving on the board number of examples, so as you can get practice simultaneously with me as well as at your as a homework to you. So find the directional derivative of derivative of f of x, y, z equal to 2x square plus 3y square plus z square at the point 2 comma 1 comma 3 in the direction of a bar equal to 1 comma 0 comma minus 2. So again here you read the question carefully, then decide what is to do. Here if you read the question, we find that we will have to obtain directional derivative. So directional derivative we can obtain as we have seen in the previous example, that we first we require to find out its gradient, then the unit vector of the direction. Okay, so here given that f of xyz equal to 2x square plus 3y square plus z square, we will find out its gradient. Okay, or else you can write down to find directional derivative, what is to find. So you will be clear what is we required to obtain and how to go through. So gradient f and the unit vector of a bar, that means a cap, and therefore f of x is what? Derivative with respect to x, so it is 4x. F of y is what? Derivative with respect to y, so it is 6y. And f of z, derivative with respect to z, it is 2z. Okay, and therefore at the point 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, that means x equal to 2, y equal to 1, z equal to 3. And therefore f of x equal to x is 2, so it is 8. F of y is x, y equal to 1, so it is 6. F of z is z equal to 3, so it is 6. And therefore we have gradient of f equal to f of xi plus f of yj plus f of zk. So therefore we have it is 8i plus 6j plus 6k. Okay, this is the gradient. Here we want to find out in the direction. So what is the direction given? Direction is a bar equal to 1 comma 0 comma minus 2. Here I told you that sometimes the vector can be written into this form also, into the point system also, or else we can also write down this as I plus j plus k form. That means here I plus 0j minus 2k. Okay, but we can also write this one. So here a cap is nothing but a bar upon its magnitude. So a bar is 1 comma 0 comma minus 2, and its magnitude is what? 1 square plus 0 square plus minus 2 square. Okay, so this is nothing but 1 comma 0 comma minus 2 divided by root 5. Okay, and therefore we have directional derivative is equal to gradient of f dot a cap. So gradient of f is what? 8i plus 6j plus 6k. So we can also write this as 8 comma 6 comma 6 as we have written this into the point system form. Okay, dot 1 comma 0 comma minus 2 divided by square root of 5. So 1 upon root 5 we take outside, and dot product is what? 8 into 1, 8, plus 6 into 0, 0, plus 6 into minus 2, that means minus 12. Okay, so here 8 minus 12 is what? Minus 4. So minus 4 upon root 5. So this is the required answer. You can see. So solve this. You can write down this example and you can try yourself. Okay. So this is the very simple part, and every time in examination one question of directional derivative always is being always comes, and also unit vector, unit normal vector, like this kind of examples may be asked in the examination. So you must solve this example, so as you can obtain the marks very easily. Now let us see one more example. One more example, because sometimes if this kind of examples is being asked, then you will be able to solve this one. So if r bar is the position vector of any point, if r bar is the position vector of any point P of x comma y comma z, prove that gradient of r raised to n equal to n r raised to n minus 2 into r bar. So here you can see that this is very interesting example. Here r bar is the position vector, and already I told you in the previous lectures that wherever r bar is written, then you must all assume that this is nothing but xi plus yj plus zk, xi plus yj plus zk, and whenever r is only written, then you must assume that this is the magnitude, that is square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, and this is the symmetric form. R is the symmetric form, x square plus y square plus z square. Symmetric means what? If we interchange the roles of x by z, r square will remain same. That means if we replace x by y by z, and z by x, it will remain same. So here, if we find out its derivative r with respect to x, what will we get? Root has the derivative 1 upon 2 root square root of x square plus y square plus z square, and r has the derivative, x square has the derivative 2x. So 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So this is nothing but x, and x upon r. X upon r. So the benefit of symmetric form is what? Once if we know the derivative of r with respect to x, then the derivative of r with respect to y we can write directly. Simply we require to replace x by y. That means del r by del y will be y upon r, del r by del z will be z upon r. Okay? So no need to find out the derivatives again and again. So this problem is related with the symmetric form. So we will make the use of sigma. That means here gradient of r raised to n, sometimes it may also be written as grad r raised to n. R raised to n, r is a scalar function, so r raised to n is also a scalar function. Okay, have you understood? So we will make the use of sigma I into del phi by del x form. Del phi by del x form. Here phi is what? R raised to n. R raised to n. Why? Because it is symmetric form. So only we require to find out one derivative. Then other derivatives we can obtain by replacing x by y, y by z like this. Okay. So no need to find out each of the derivatives repeatedly. Otherwise, if you don't know sigma system, then you can find out all the derivatives. That means you can write down this as I into del phi by del x plus j into del phi by del y plus k into del phi by del z. Okay. But here I am using this one. See, this is what del r raised to n by del x. Okay. So this is what r raised to n has the derivative n r raised to n minus 1. N r raised to n minus 1. But again we require the derivative of r, because we are differentiating with respect to x and of r. And what is del r by del x? It is x upon r. Okay. So this is what sigma I n r raised to n minus 2 into x. And also in the previous lectures, whenever I explained to you about sigma notation, then already I told you that sigma runs over x, y, z or I, j, k. I, j, k. That means first term will remain as it is. In second term we will have to replace I by j and x by y. And in third term we will have to replace I by k and third term by x by z. So this is nothing but if we now we will take n r raised to n minus 2 common, and I into x will remain in the sigma, because here sigma runs over ijk and xyz only. So other terms we can take outside the sigma because it has no effect on sigma. So now we open the sigma. So sigma first term is xi. So second term will be what? Y into j. And third term is what? Z into k. Okay. N r raised to n minus 2. But what is xi plus yz plus zk? It is nothing but r bar. Okay. So we have proved this one you can see. So here we have u sigma. If you don't want to use sigma, then you will have to write out each of the three terms as per this, and finally you will get the same answer. Okay. So all of you try these examples. Next, in the next lecture, we will see the examples based on divergence and curl. Okay. So till then, you may get practice of all the examples whichever I have solved on the board. Thank you.